Hi, it's Leslie Meredith with Breakbulk Events and Media here at Breakbulk Europe. I have Susanne from Esgian, wind, renewables, data. She is going to tell us all about this. I have to tell you, it's a fascinating service and database that she's providing. Welcome, Susanne.
Thank you.
Sorry. So give us sort of a snapshot of what you're offering.
So Esgian is a data-driven market intelligence company. We cover the ocean industries exclusively, that is offshore rigs, certain segments of shipping, and offshore wind.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so what kind of data do you provide?
So within the sphere of offshore wind, which is basically where I'm heading the business development, I can speak more about that.
Right, we can zero in on that. I like it.
So the offshore wind database, it will basically answer any kind of question you might have of where it's happening, when is it happening, who is bidding, who is winning, and with what vessels and what equipment will they solve the task ahead. And just a few years back, it was possible for the industry players in offshore wind to keep a certain kind of overview over what's going on. But the speed of things in offshore wind and the speed that will continue within the next decade, no one can be really on top of things. There are new stuff happening everywhere, on every level, every single day. So what we do, we gather the information, we structure the information, and we make sense out of it. And one thing is feeding data into the databases, but I guess equally important is to take dead and irrelevant data out of the databases as well.
That is very important.
Yeah, you want
in
it to
any database, but I can understand how it would be very important. Give us a use case, an example of someone in the market who would want this kind of data and what they would do with it.
So we are assisting everything from the government and down to a local steel producer, and everyone with a supply chain interest in offshore wind is currently our customers. And we're working closely with developers, with installation vessel owners, with anchor handler systems, with technology developers. So basically anyone with an interest in offshore wind is our client and will have a use of the database.
Okay, and what regions does the data cover?
Globally. Includes,
really?
Yeah, and that includes China.
Okay.
Which is a difficult market to track, but we do.
How do you do that?
We have a team of... Yeah, so I guess that is how we differentiate, really. Because there are many providers of data out there, many of them good, but we have our way of doing it. And one of the differentiators are that we're building our databases in-house by our own team, with our own team of analysts. So we do not have a remote team somewhere, uncritically feeding the databases. There are high thresholds of what is actually put into the databases. But equally important, I think, is to take dead and irrelevant data out of the databases. And these analysts, they cover specific areas within shipping or offshore wind industry. So they're kind of specialized in what they cover. So it's our analysts that are feeding the databases.
Interesting. So right now, what are the top 3 offshore wind markets?
Oh, are we talking in what era, are we talking fixed? Are we talking floating? How far ahead are we looking?
Not floating yet.
Well, I think it's difficult to answer, simply because you can look historically, and I would say that, countries like Denmark, Germany, Netherlands, they have gained an advantage of being in the game for so long, and also, of course, the UK.